Hi there, Diane Evans here with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. So if you're going to like, or if you like this video, make sure that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you hit the bell down below, you'll also get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. So today what I'm doing is I'm making a fancy fold card using the Plentiful Plants dies and the stamp set. Now, this comes in a beautiful bundle. It's called Bloom Where You're Planted, and I'll actually bring that in and give you a quick look at that. So this can be found on page 80 and 81 of the annual catalog. The suite itself consists of the bundle, also the beautiful designer series paper, and really this picture does no justice to this designer series paper at all. And then there's the paper lattice embellishments, and they're lattice type things that look like this, and I haven't even played with them yet, but oh my goodness, I can't wait to start playing with them as well. So like I say, we're going to be using this particular bundle, and we're going to be using probably Evening Evergreen, and this is the card that we're actually making. It's a box fold card. I made it with a belly band, and we're going to do it like this. Now, I think this would be perfect for, you could put a gift card holder in here, or you could even put some small jewelry sort of types in there as well. So let's go ahead and let's make this, this card. So I do have a piece of, this is the cinnamon cider, and this piece of paper is 8.5 by 10, and on the 10-inch side we are going to score this at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 8 inches. Now, as far as the scoring goes, it won't be shown on my blog, but I do have a link down below, and it's going to take you back to my blog, and it's going to give you all the measurements for the paper. So then we're going to turn the paper, and we're going to score at 1.5 and 7 inches. All right, and then what we want to do is we want to go in and we want to fold all those on all those score lines, and we want to come in and make sure we've got good score lines. So we're going to use our bone folder. This has got a bit of tricky cutting and a little bit more of scoring that goes on. So, but really the card is relatively simple to put together. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to go in and we're going to take our paper snips, and we are going to cut on, like on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to cut like on the 7 inch and the 1.5 inch. So we're going to cut right up to this score line here. But we're only going to cut, we're going to cut in half along here, just like so. And we're going to do that on all the sides. So let's just take this up like so. And we're going to cut in to there. And we're going to do the same, like I say, on the reverse side. And cut to there, and like I say, also on the other side. Oops, it's a little crooked, but that won't matter either. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take these parts here, and we're just going to do our cuts like this. And this is what's going to allow it to look, when we do the box, it's going to look a lot better and it'll fit better into the box. So we're going to do that on all 4 sides. There. So now that we have all of that cut, we're basically at the point where we can put it together. Now, most times I say always score into the mountain, but on this particular card, I'm going to tell you to score it the opposite way. So you're going to score into the valley. And the reason being for that is that we want it to be even. Like this will come together closer as the gatefold if we fold the way that I just finished telling you to, is into the valley. Now what we want to do is we want to come in with our trimmer, and this part is really kind of, this is going to be the pivotal part, or this is the part that actually makes the box. So we're going to come in, and I think the best bet to do is to come and mark this. So I'm just going to grab my ruler. Just going to move some of this stuff out of the way here. And I'm just going to grab my ruler. Now this is 3 inches across here. I am going to mark this at 3.5 inches, or 1.5 inches, where it's halfway in between. One and a half inch mark. And this is where that mark is really important. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our paper trimmer, and we're going to have our scoring blade in there. Now I just have to put my scoring blade back in. All right. So what I want to do is I want to score from here down to this line there. So I'm going to just put that into my paper trimmer, and I'm coming down to, and I'm just going to fold that over so that I can see where that crease is there. And then I'm just going to come in, and we're just going to score from there up to that tick mark there. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Oops. And I'm just, like I say, I'm just making it so that I can see where that line is right there, and I'm going to line that up right into those crease lines. There we go. And we're going to score that as well. So you're having that score go like so. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for the other side. And I find if you just, like I say, just fold that there for the time being, and then just move it out of the way, you're going to get it right into that crease. You can see where the crease is. Check and double check, right? So we're just going to bring that down to there, score it, and we'll do the same on the other side. And this is what's going to give us the box part. Move that up like that. Line that up there and there. And just score up. There we go. So there's our score lines that are done like that. And then, like I say, this is going to go like this. This is going to be the front of the card. So this we're going to also score along there on both sides. And here and here. Find if you, usually when you have a box like this, the best thing to do is to score going both ways. And now what we're going to do, this is going to fold in like so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my tear and tape there. So let's just go ahead and do that. And tear and tape down here, because this part could be the part that moves quite a bit, so we want this to be good and secure. So that is why I'm using the tear and tape. One more here. Okay, so this part is going to fit right on there. Now you could do it 2 ways. You could take that stuff off, the tear and tape off, and fill it that way. I feel more comfortable doing it the way I'm going to show you to do it. So I'm just going to take this off, and we're doing one, you know what, I should probably put this on here as well. So this is going to fit over here. The box is folding in. So by folding that, I know where I want this tear and tape to go, right? Let's just get that there. And a bit here. All right. Let me just take this off. And I'm going to take it off one at a time. Find that works best for me. Otherwise, I'll end up having it stick all over the place. I find it easier to actually come in like this. Make sure that's good and even. And then I can just go down with my bone folder and score that down. So now I'm going to take this part off. And do the same on the other side. Line that up just like that. I'm going to make sure that's good and secure with the bone folder. And see, this is going to fold in like this. So this and this one. Let's line it right up with the edge. And we'll secure that down with the bone folder as soon as I get this part done as well. All right. So again, let's line that right up like that. And just secure those down with the bone folder. All right, so there's our card base that looks just like so. All right, now we can go ahead and start decorating it. A lot of people might like to decorate it before they close the box. I happen to like to know that it's going to all fit and everything else before I do the decorations. So I have my different pieces of cardstock cut here as well. So let's just take those out, and just going to put these pieces there. Now, I have run my cinnamon cider, and these cinnamon ciders are, let's see, this is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and I've done 2 of those. And then for the pieces of Evening Evergreen, I have got them at 1 5/8 by 5 1/8. So they're just going to lay on there. So I'm going to come in with my multi-purpose glue, because I like to use that, especially when I'm using an embossing folder. So that's just, and we're going to just put that onto this piece as well. Just move these out of the way. All right, so I'm just going to put that down on there, and it's just a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. That's why it's 1/8 of an inch. And that glue lets me have a tiny bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down on the other side. So if you're making this card as you're going along with me, you can always stop and start. And let's just put that there. Now, these 2 pieces are going to go on the front of the card. And we're just going to put that on there. There we go there. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And now, like I say, this is going to act like a box card, right? So it's just going to go like that. We have the decorations that we can put on the inside. So let's go ahead and decorate the inside to begin with. So on here, I'm going to use this particular plant. I think it's called a pearl plant. It's a succulent type thing. And because I am going on photopolymer, I'm going to come in with my paper piercing mat, and I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of paper because I'm going to kind of stamp off the edge of it. And I am using the Evening Evergreen. Such a rich green, beautiful rich green. So we're just going to lightly tap that there. And let's just put that there. And then I want the front of the card is going to be, is actually a thank you card. So I'm going to go so very much on the inside. So we just want to make sure that that's straight. So I'm just going to put that right there. All right. Close that up for now. And I'm just going to layer that onto this card base. Now, the inside of these cards, the measurements for this is, let's see, this is 2.5 by 5 inches. And so this would be 2.5. This would be 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. I'm going to use my seal on this particular one. Let's just go ahead and put that on there. And then we can go ahead and put that on the inside of the card. And then it's there, and then we can just decorate the outside. So it's just going to go on here in the middle. So it might be a little tricky. This one definitely would have been easier to put on before the card was put together. But then sometimes you never know what you're going to put on the inside of the card, right? Now this one probably would have been better with the multi-purpose glue instead of that seal. If I can get it right on one side, it's going to be perfect on the other side as well. So let's just do that. There we go. And so there we have that part there. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to decorate the outside. So I am going to put a belly band on here. And I tend to not like to score my belly band. This piece of designer series or cardstock is 9.5 by 1 and, oh, good heavens, 1 1/4, I believe. And when I put it on, I want it to go on fairly loose. I don't want it to be a really tight thing because then it's hard to get it off. And I'm doing it just as a finger fold, like a finger. I just burnished it down, actually, scored it with my fingers just so that it's not a real tight one. And then I'm just going to come in and just put some tear and tape on this side. And like I say, we're not going to do it really, really tight. I am just taking it and doing it fairly loose because I want that to be able to pull off. So that's going to come like that. I'm just laying it down loosely. So that way, this belly band is going to come off and on a lot easier. So that's my belly band there. Now, I went with this designer series paper. They have some beautiful paper in there, and I went and I cut out a bunch of images, and I fussy cut these because these ones didn't actually cut out with the dies that are included. There is a piece of the paper that will come out with the dies. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually put this probably there, but let's get this part done. So I have my macrame piece that I've cut out. I'm going to actually put it on here. And then I'm going to go and I've got some other things that are already here. So I've got my thank you. I've got my plant. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that stamping now. So I'll bring in my paper piecing mat again. And I am going to color, this is the 5-leafed one, and I'm going to do it with the Evening Evergreen. And we're just going to do that. And then that part can be cut out with the dies. But I've gone ahead and already cut that, so we've got that. I want to do the thank you, so it's going to go with the Evening Evergreen on Very Vanilla. And whatever your sentiment is going to be the size of the paper that you're going to want for this. So I'm just going to stamp this. And I also have gone ahead and cut a piece of the Evening Evergreen so that it's 1/16 of an inch around there. All right. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on with my seal. And then what I'm going to do is I'll pop this up off of the card with the dimensionals off on one side. So I've already gone ahead and cut that. And then you're going to want a piece of cinnamon cider, just a scrap piece. And we're going to stamp the pot. Now, I also use cinnamon cider to stamp the pot. Let me just go in here. And these are a distinctive stamp, so you can see where you get the beautiful shading on the pot itself. All right, so then we're going to cut that one out as well, but I've gone ahead and cut that out. Then I also went and I took my die. Good heavens, where can you lose a die? I've got my die, and I've gone ahead and I've cut these out, and I cut them out in soft succulent, Evening Evergreen, and Just Jade. And then we're going to put those onto the back of our pot. So now what we want to do is I want to put a thin bead of glue on this macrame. Now, just to let you know, there's also a beautiful macrame embossing folder that could have gone on the front, but I wanted this to look like it was done on a brick sort of background. So that's the reason why I used the brick and mortar on here. All right, we're almost done. All right, so we're just going to let that kind of dry a little bit, but we can go ahead and start putting some of these pieces on here. So I'm going to come in with my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put a dimensional on here. Whoops, this is sticking to me. I'm going to put one on the Just Jade, and you notice I'm putting it on the front of the piece. So all I'm going to do now is just take this off, and with the pot, I'm just going to stick it on there so that I've got some more dimension onto this particular piece. This is actually the focal piece, so that's why I'm doing it this way. And then I'm going to also put one of these, but I'm not going to put dimension on it. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on here. And then I'm going to attach it to the back of this pot. Just like so. And then this piece here, I'm going to actually add some more dimensional on the back here. And you know, it's going dark on dark, so I'm going to actually put this dimensional here. Let's see, hopefully I've got that in the right spot. Pretty sure I do. And then I'm just going to put this, and that's going to add more dimension to that plant that's there. And then we're going to also go ahead and put another dimensional on here, and we can attach it to the back onto our piece here. So I shouldn't have taken that back piece off. Okay, so I'm now, this is dried a little bit. It's a little opaque. It's not going to smoosh out is the reason why I let it dry a little bit. So we're just going to layer that macrame piece onto there. Now, normally I would put some string or some twine through this piece here. However, it's not going to work because this part is going up and down, right? So I'm just going to put this up about here. And then I've got this little piece here, and this is cut out. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back there, but I'm going to put it up towards, let's see, I want to put this up a little bit here. So I'm just going to put the small dimensionals on, or maybe just a dimensional at the bottom of this one. There we go. And that's just going to sit right up there. And then this other piece was also cut out with that designer series paper, and it's going to go right about there. Now with this thank you, it's going to go here, and I'm not putting anything on that side. So let's put this on first, and then we'll decide where to put this plant. So I want it on this side. We don't want it on the other side because then it would stick it closed. And let's just put that like that. And then now we can put this like so. And I think that'll be good right where I had it. So we'll just put a couple of dimensionals on there. This is going to, we don't want it up at the top because we don't want it interfering with our belly band. And it's just going to go right about like that. Now, at this point, we could sit there and we could put some other embellishments, but I don't think it's that type of a card where we would actually put any embellishments on there. So I'm just going to take the belly band off, and then we've got it going like that. So there's our inside of our card, and there's the outside. And like I say, this is loose enough that it's going to go off and on. We want it to slide under that piece there. I want this piece to be over top. There we go. We can move this belly band up just a little bit. So there we go. Now, if you like that, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, if you live in Canada and don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous reward program. And I also give away tutorials each and every month. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I know this video was a little bit longer than what it is, but it is a fancy fold card. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that, and bye for now.